Hey, big salutes and little toots. I am 5 years old. Hey everybody, my name is John and welcome to ADITW, a day in the Word, the internet's favorite Bible study. Our study of Romans has been getting a little intense, friends. I don't know about you, but I need a little break. I need a little Q&A in my life. I need something easy, something light, something just super chill. Let's see what the question is today. Are you kidding me? All right then. So, in talking about the topic of spiritual warfare, there are 3 questions that we should tackle. Number 1, is it real? If so, how do we fight it? And if so, what is its purpose? Obviously, from the second 2 questions, you can probably guess the answer to the first. But let's look at the biblical evidence. Sherlock Holmes. In doing my research for this question, I found that the Bible speaks a surprising amount about this topic. 1 Peter describes Satan as an adversary. And in 2 Corinthians, we learn that Satan has designs against us. Now, if you have an adversary, and that adversary has designs against you, that doesn't necessarily mean you are at war, but you are most definitely in at least competition. You are at least working against something. In 1 Timothy, though, Paul does away with any confusion when he encourages his mentee to wage good warfare. He literally tells Timothy to fight the good fight. The Bible makes it very clear that there is a battle, there is a war going on between the people of God and what the Bible refers to as the devil, or Satan. There is this opposing force that is trying to pull us away from the things of God and into a life of worldliness and apathy. And so then the next question becomes very obvious. How do we fight it? Luckily, the Bible is pretty prescriptive here as well. Obviously, we have the very well-known passage in Ephesians that tells us to put on the full armor of God. And I actually think that the components of that armor are expanded upon in 1 Peter, where the author tells us to arm ourselves with the same way of thinking as Christ. We fight spiritual warfare by living the way that Christ lived, acting as he acted, thinking as he thought. It's not just about reacting the right way once the attack has already come, but the Bible actually tells us to give Satan no opportunity, meaning that we need to be proactive in cultivating a mind and a heart that is so fully covered with the armor of God that there is not a single weak spot for Satan to attack. And lastly, what is the purpose? If God is truly sovereign over the devil, then why would he continue to allow him to wage war on his people? Well, if you remember, Paul refers to this as good warfare, or a good fight. So obviously, God's intention is to use this warfare to bring about some sort of good in our lives. And again, 1 Peter gets at the heart of that. It says, "In this you rejoice. Though now for a little while, if necessary, you have been grieved by various trials, so that the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold that perishes though it is tested by fire, may be found to result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ." In other words, this spiritual warfare is being used by God as part of our sanctification. God is actually using the attacks of the devil to refine us through the fire, which is unbelievably sneaky on God's part, by the way, using Satan's own strategy against him. John Piper calls the devil the unwitting servant of our sanctification, which I think is a pretty baller move by God. So, to review, spiritual warfare exists. It is real. It is something that we must learn to fight against, and it is yet another way that God refines our character to look more like him. Hey friends, thank you so much for watching this episode of ADITW. I wanted to clarify one thing before we go. A huge component of this spiritual warfare discussion is in discerning what is an attack from the devil versus what is just poor judgment or poor decision making on our part. If you got an F on your test, chances are the devil's not attacking you as much as you just didn't study for the test. And so that's a whole nother topic and discussion that I hope to have on a later video, but I just wanted to address that because I don't want you leaving this video and going out and saying, oh, you know what? Sorry, girlfriend, but Satan was just attacking me. No, you chose to kiss that other girl. There's a difference between the attacks of the devil and just poor decision making. And remember, we're told to give the devil no opportunity. And so that's still on you. Anyway, that is all I have for you this week. Next week, we are back on our Romans study. We're back riding the Romans train. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also follow me on Instagram at Jon Jorgenson. That is all. I love you all. Keep being awesome. All.